Hi everyone who studies Russian or speaks it. My name is Yaroslava. I'm a Russian language teacher, and in this video I'm finally delivering a long time ago promised video about apps for studying Russian. To be clear from the beginning, I won't be talking about very popular apps. I won't be talking about Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, Bubble, Russian Pod, and whatsoever. And I won't be talking about very common apps that are not for studying Russian. For example, YouTube, Google Translate, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you're interested in apps that were designed specifically for Russian learners and that were made specifically for language learners, here we are. I've downloaded tons of them, probably like 30, 40, and divided them into 5 groups: workbooks, vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and for reading. Timestamps in the description box if you're interested in this exact specification. You know what to do, okay? The first group I would love to start is workbooks, student books. If you're just starting learning Russian, probably need some guidance, where to start, what phrases to learn first, and so on. You just need some nice resource that will just guide you, some nice programs that will guide you. And you could simply get some textbooks, there are plenty of them, or you can just find an app which will be like interactive textbook. And I could name 5 apps that I found. And the first app that I would recommend you is Kalinka. It is a Russian app. You're going from the first unit till the second, and you're getting the whole basic grammar. You have kind of nice vocabulary flashcards right in the app. You can watch videos, how to introduce yourself, and they have some games for memorizing words. So these are just planned lessons that you can take without a teacher. This app, it's very nicely done, and the bear is super cute. And the second app is Talk to Russia. Kind of a similar thing, but they're more focused on pronunciation, how to pronounce U, for example, Russian U, R. It's more phonetical, and the first one was more conversational, more communicative. Talk to Russia will help you just learn phonetics, intonations, construction, how to read, how to pronounce words. Very cool app. The third app is Polyglot, Russian 16. The concept of this app to learn Russian or any other language within 16 lessons. Obviously, you won't get everything for 16 lessons, but at least you can get like some common grammar. They're very grammar charged. They have the same units, like first words, cases from the start, tenses from the beginning, conjugation all from the beginning. What was nice, what I liked about this app is that they have sentence builder construction. They have English in 16 lessons, French in 16 lessons, Turkish in 16 lessons, whatever in 16 lessons. And they're very focused on sentence building, how to make sentences with the words, with the forms that you know. And they have very nice training for this exact purpose. So you can try it out. The next app, the fourth app, is Pimsleur. I didn't even think, should I add this to my list or not? Because Pimsleur, I think, very popular. But here they are. Why did I add it? At first, it's very podcast-like type of education. And from the beginning, you start to listen to these conversations and participate in them, which is very nice. The main thing that I didn't really like, that it's kind of expensive, and the last in this list is Mango. Oi, спасибо. To be honest, to me, it's very similar to Pimsleur and all of these apps. The next group, vocabulary. If you want to practice your vocabulary to gain more words, to find more words, I can offer you some of these. The first 2 apps is Карта слов и Wikislovo. I think they're kind of similar, and you can just pick whenever you find more interesting and more eye-pleasing. Both of them are kind of dictionary type of thing. What I did very like about these two, Карта слов, you can find synonyms, you can find associations, you can find similar words to your words, and you can find how you can connect this word to any other part of speech, how this word is acting, how this word looks in a sentence or in combination with other words. And which I loved a lot, it's morpheme structure. So they just show you where is the prefix, where is the suffix, where is the root. In my opinion, it's so important because Russian language is like Lego. You just take one root and you add in new parts to this root and you have basically new words, and very likely you will be correct and very likely it will make sense. So to understand where is the root is very important. With my students, when, for example, we are reading, we are talking about something and they don't know some word, I'm just asking, okay, what this word looks like? Let's try find the root. Let's try find prefix and suffix. And when preparing this word, you better understand the meaning and you better understand how word works. And the second one, Wiki Slova, they have more examples of usage and they have words. They have more examples of usage and they have forms. But for forms, I will talk about this later in the video about websites for studying. Here's a website. You can just check the word, all the forms of this word, stress, super nice design, and yeah, just shout out. Next app is Drops. Drops is a super well-known app too. You're just training, you're just practicing, memorizing your words. But if you're a fan of it and you want to spend some time just tapping on your phone, have fun. Next app is kind of popular. At some point, it made a lot of buzz on language learning community. I didn't understand this. The app is called Linguist, and to be honest, it has all the problems, in my opinion, it has all the problems that this type of apps have. At first, I think that vocabulary building is a very intimate process. It should be very subtle. It should be very tailored. It should be very tailored approach into picking words that you memorize. And I kind of talked about my position in the video about how to memorize words and how I recommend to memorize words. And this exact app just shows these two problems. First, they're recommending you to study words that you don't really need. They have lists of words for your level and you're just trying to memorize them. You're just making some games with them, quizzes, tests, and whatever. You'll be using them? I don't know, probably not. Did you want to study them in the first place? I don't know. They just have this list of recommended words for your level and kind of, I don't know. If you want to play with words for your level, I would recommend you to use Close Master. You will be learning words. At the same time, you will be learning how to construct sentences. Because in my opinion, it's one of the most important skills when you're studying language. You will see these words in different contexts and it's just fun. And I find this design is very nice and nostalgic and cute. And if we were talking about this vocabulary building, I can recommend Reverso. Yeah, I know it's kind of the same vibe for Google Translate and Yandex Translate, and I promise not to mention this. But Reverso is a very nice app. Or I will just make a video about websites, okay? I will just make a video about websites to learn Russian. Next group is Grammar. Free apps that I definitely think you need to give it a shot. First, Russian cases, how to use them, you practice in nouns, you practice adjectives, cases with different prepositions, cases in different contexts. So turned person, just like me, you will have fun with that. Kind of similar thing is Russian verbs. This exact app, you will just practice with different prefixes. You will practice with in different contexts. Just very useful thing. And Learn and Go, the app which was made solely for studying verbs of motion. I know that for a lot of people it's kind of pain in the head how to learn these verbs of motion. Pronunciation. I was checking Russian apps for public speaking. I was checking Russian apps for Russian kids, how to make sounds. I was looking for apps for Russian language learners, and I couldn't find anything good. Probably I was looking not where I supposed to. If you know this type of apps, please please tell me. I could recommend you only one. Tongue twister. Ехал грека через реку, видел грека в реке рак, сунул грека руку в реку, рак за руку грека цап. It's very nice app with tongue twisters in Russian, and you can just listen, repeat, record yourself, and listen again and again and again. They don't have how to, for example, place your tongue, how to open your mouth, what to do physically, but for practice, pronunciations is very hard and complicated. Consonants and vowels, you're welcome. And it's not expensive at all. It's only 17 lira. I have Turkish iCloud, so I see all the prices in liras. The last one is to read. First app is Сказки, TPRC approach, but basically you're just reading fairy tales and you have some words missed. And the last one is Redict. There says it. They check in your level and they recommend your books for your level. I couldn't find Russian books, but at the same time you can upload one and then you can use it. When you're reading, you're just typing in the word and you can add it to your vocabulary to practice, check the pronunciation, the meaning of the word. I hope you could find some interesting ideas and try some of them. I think that you don't really need apps to study Russian language. Apps are good for two things. They're always on your phone. It's way easier just to open an app than open a website. The second thing, they're giving you this dopamine boost. Probably that's why I was recording this video for so long, because at first I was so hyped up. I thought, oh my god, I will make the best video about apps for Russian. I will just introduce all of them to you. But after checking the first, the second, the fourth, the 10th, the 20th, I thought that probably it's not really that cool. Probably it's not really important. Probably it's not even that useful. Probably I just got oversaturated. Oh, I have a question. I really need your advice. I don't really understand in what language I should record these videos, because in English it's kind of probably easier for beginners, because I'm just talking about something connected to Russian language, not about Russian language specifically, or it's better to use Russian in these videos too. I don't really know. Have you heard about the secondary language personality? It's when you have kind of a different persona, different personality when you're speaking another language, not your native. And so it's a bit easier for me to speak English. I probably feel more comfortable, kind of safer when I'm speaking in English to camera and to audience. But I really want to know your opinion. Just thank you so much for watching. My name is Yaroslava and see you soon. Here's my last video. Just enjoy. Bye.